Hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the swear word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear. And hey, this is a podcast for the chili community, by the chili community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Up tonight, we are going to be discussing the global impact of chili farming and how it has played out throughout history and how we got to where we are today. Episode 134 starts now. What's going on, Swear Nation? So glad to have everyone here, whether you're tuning in on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for being here and continuing to make this show what it is. Did you know that the chili pepper might be one of the most influential crops in human history? Well, they didn't just spice up food, they helped shape cultures, fueled global trade, transformed economics, and even found their way into many medicines and defense weapons. From ancient civilizations to modern farms, chilies have been rewriting the story of our world. Today, we're going to be going on a fiery journey throughout history, focusing on the trade, the culture, and the innovation to explore the global impact of chili farming. Starts now. And up tonight, I have the pleasure of checking out one product here. This is going to be actually a challenge. So you might be wondering why the numbers are over here showing 3 minutes. Well, that is the countdown timer after I have completed eating the unbearable one. This is from Old Agnes store, and I'm going to be jumping on into it. And yeah, looking forward to it. So heat contents in this is Carolina Reapers, and the overall ingredients breakdown are marshmallows, organic puffed brown rice, unsalted butter, 41% premium milk chocolate, organic ground Carolina Reaper pepper, and then we have organic Madagascar bourbon vanilla beans and table salt. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and open this one up. Get my knife here to score the top and jump on in. All right. Well, here we go. Let's get this one opened. Nice little decorative filling so it doesn't fall around. And break that on out. Oh, not too bad. Nice little individual sealed baggie as well. We will go ahead and keep that on screen, open that up, and I'm going to read off the disclaimer here. And while I read off the disclaimer, we will get this party started right after. So, I, Brandon Swear, am over 18 years of age, of sound mind, and have read and understood the hot sauce or product disclaimer on the League of Fire website. In summary, I accept the League of Fire. Their suppliers and manufacturers will under no circumstances be responsible or liable for any claims of injury or damage arising from me consuming this product or multiple thereof. I acknowledge and agree to the fact without question. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on back into this here and get it rolling. So, let's get a good aroma. Great smell. Not I'm picking up a little bit of the peppers, but that's about it. But cheers. Absolutely tasty. And ah, all right. Countdown has started. Now let's talk through that. Overall flavor, absolutely amazing. Nice, beautiful tone of that chocolate in there is very soothing, cooling, bold in that creamy, rich flavor. You get that nice crunch from that overall rice puff going on in there. And then you're picking up a very nice note of the Carolina Reapers on the back end there. That kiss of vanilla is very subtle. It's carried throughout the whole entire way, but it is done more in an accent, almost kind of amplifying the overall chocolate notes that you're picking up, as well as adding a little bit of a vanilla tone, if you will, to the Carolina Reaper powder that is in there. Now, where would I scale this as far as heat? I mean, initially feeling it a little bit more in the mouth, that starts to fade back. As it starts to fade away, it really starts to hit the back of the throat pretty good. From there, kind of latches in, turns up the heat, and all in all, not too bad. I would say this is definitely one that maybe not if you're just starting out. I don't know. Maybe if you're just starting out, this could also work out well. But probably one that would be more suited, best suited for individuals that are, they've dabbled in spice for a little bit, but now they want to kind of test out themselves. This would be a great one for that. All in all, it is definitely one if you are a chili head working on your own personal best, pushing yourself, not one that's going to burn you down or hurt you too bad. It's actually a very nice, enjoyable treat, one that I could definitely see myself eating and snacking on and enjoying, multiples thereof if you were. But the overall density of that is much more satisfying, satiating, and filling in that sense. So a little bit with warmness in the chest, but nothing really in the stomach yet. The throat is still going, sizzling. And then the mid part of the throat is where I'm starting to feel the heat transition down to the upper part of the chest. So, all in all, phenomenal stuff. Once again, this is from Old Agnes Store. This is the unbearable one. Highly recommend you check this one out. And for all those that are calorie conscious, this is 130 calories per serving. So per one box is 130 calories. And absolutely amazing. So it says extremely hot challenge. Keep out of reach of children and elderly. Do not consume if you are sensitive to hot/spicy foods, allergic to chocolate, peppers, or capsaicin, pregnant, or having any kind of medical conditions. Wear gloves when handling. Do not touch your eyes or any part of your body. Wash completely with soap after handling. The unbearable one is a challenge product. Boom. And that is the timer as well. So absolutely amazing. I will have the direct links down below for Old Agnes Store so you can check out the full lineup of amazing products as well as a direct link for this product. Highly recommend you check this one out. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Long before there was a 7-Pot Primo, a Carolina Reaper, a crazy bubblegum cross, or some kind of wacky, wild, fascinating thing that we have today captivating us. Before there was chili eating competitions or challenges being posted on YouTube, the chili pepper story begins in ancient Americas, thousands of years ago. Archaeological evidence shows that humans were cultivating chilies as early as 7,000 years ago in what is now Mexico, Central America, and some parts of South America. And here's the part that surprises most people. Chili peppers weren't just eaten for heat. Ancient civilizations like the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Incas used to use them in medicine, rituals, and even offerings to the gods. They believed chilies had spiritual powers, and in many ways, they were right because chilies could heal, energize, and connect communities. Think about it. Chilies were ground into paste for wounds, brewed into teas for respiratory relief, even used to fumigate homes. The capsaicin that gives peppers their burn was already playing a role in human life long before modern science studied it. But beyond healing, chilies also made their way into ceremonial drinks. The Aztecs, for example, mixed cacao, water, and chili into a spiced chocolate drink, something so prized and it's reserved for only royalty and warriors. Now, imagine that. Your hot chocolate with a fiery kick 2,000 years before Starbucks was ever invented. And the diversity was staggering. Wild chili peppers came in every shape and size, tiny bird's eye peppers bursting with fire, large capsicum species with fruitier notes. Indigenous farmers began cultivating them and selecting them for the shapes and the future varieties we know today were born. The humble chili started as a regional crop with the culture, the spiritual, and the medical significance. But it was destined for something far bigger than that: global domination. Yes, that's right. Just like the old pinky in the brain, they are focused on global domination. All jokes aside, fast forward to 1492 when Christopher Columbus landed in Americas along with potatoes, tomatoes, corn, chili peppers were about to become part of what we now call the Columbian Exchange. This is a massive transfer of plants, animals, and cultures between the old world and the new. Chilies spread like wildfire. Why? Well, because they were adaptable. Unlike black pepper, which only thrived in certain climates and was incredibly expensive, chili peppers could grow almost anywhere: India, China, Africa, Europe, you name it, chilies found a home. And here's the kicker: they weren't just accepted, they were embraced. Within just a century of their arrival, chilies had transformed the entire cuisine. Take India, for example. Before chilies, much of Indian cuisine relied on black pepper for heat. But once chilies arrived from the Americas in the late 1500s, they quickly became the backbone of curries, pickles, masalas. They were cheaper, spicier, and more versatile than black pepper could ever be. And in less than a generation, they became essential. In China, chilies fused with Szechuan peppercorns to create this now famous mala flavor profile. Numbing and spicing together. Imagine the cultural leap. Before chilies, there was no Szechuan hot pot. Today, that's a national treasure. In Africa, you have the peri peri pepper, introduced by the Portuguese, became the base of iconic sauces, blending them with local traditions to create flavors that are still celebrated today. And in Europe, chilies weren't just culinary curiosities. No, they had changed the economy because chilies were cheap to grow and they packed a punch. They were called the spice of the poor. Instead of paying for a fortune of imported black pepper, peasants and commoners could cultivate chilies locally, flavoring their foods and doing so in an affordable way. What's incredible is that in the 200 years, chili peppers went from a regional crop in the Americas to a global culinary foundation. Few crops in human history have ever spread that fast or with that much impact. Now, let's talk about culture because chilies aren't just food, they're also identity. Think about Mexico, where chilies are at the heart of the national dishes like mole poblano. Mole alone uses multiple chocolate, nuts, and spices to create a sauce that is so complex that it takes days to prepare. And without chilies, there is no mole, no authentic salsas, no enchiladas, at least not in the way that we know them today. Travel to India then with me, and you'll see now how every region has its own chili traditions. From fiery vindaloo in Gao, influenced by the Portuguese traders, to the smoky Kashmir chilies in the north. These chilies, they have shaped the country's culinary identity. In Thailand, these chilies are inseparable from curries, stir fries, and even the papaya salad. Now, imagine somtam without that raw chili heat. It just wouldn't be the same dish. So, what about Korea? Well, no kimchi without chilies. The introduction of chili peppers in the 17th century forever changed Korean cuisine, leading to iconic staples like gochujang, the fermented chili paste that is now a massive global export. Even in the Caribbean, Scotch bonnet peppers are much more than just a spice. They are a part of the soul of the jerk chicken, many different pepper sauces, and it is cultural celebration that happens using these peppers. Chilies also carry symbolism. In the Mediterranean cultures, hanging dried chilies, often called ristras, is believed to ward off the evil eye. In Mexico, chili festivals celebrate harvest and the community pride. Around the world, chilies have become more than food. They've woven into celebrations, rituals, and daily life. Everywhere they went, chilies adapted, and in turn, cultures adapted to them. So, what's the modern chili economy then? Fast forward to today, and chilies aren't just cultural, they are a global economic powerhouse. Currently, over 4 million hectares of farmland worldwide are dedicated towards chili cultivation. The leading producers, you might ask? Well, those are India, China, Mexico, and Thailand. India, for example, produces and consumes more chilies than any other nation, with entire states dedicated to farming red chilies. Meanwhile, Mexico exports tons of fresh chilies to the US every single year, especially jalapenos, poblanos, serranos, and the chili industry isn't just about fresh peppers. It's about the entire value chain. Everything from dried chili powders and flakes to hot sauces and multi-billion-dollar global markets, pickles and pastes, all the way down to pharmaceuticals like capsaicin creams for pain relief, cosmetics that use chili extracts for circulation, and even self-defense products like pepper spray. And surprisingly, pest control, where capsaicin can really help deter insects, rodents, and unwanted animals from eating your crops. Think about brands like Tabasco, founded in the 1860s. It's still run by the same McElhinney family today, exporting to over 195 countries. Or Sriracha, which went from a small immigrant-founded brand in California to a massive global hot sauce empire. That's the modern chili economy at work. Farmers, manufacturers, brands, and supply chains all connected through a fiery fruit of the chili plant. So, what's the future of this whole fiery innovation and sustainability? So, where do we go from here? The chili story is still being written. On the farming side, you have innovation that is everywhere. Biotech is breeding and creating peppers that are hotter and more disease resistant or even more colorful. You have sustainable farming practices that are being adopted to reduce the water that is being used, protecting the soil, and withstanding climate change issues. Then you have greenhouse cultivation, which is opening the doors for chilies in colder regions, expanding the production overall globally and the vast possibilities that could really come from it. On the consumer side, you have trends that are shifting. You're starting to see the rise of the Superhot market. Everyone's adding into their branding and into their recipes things that are bringing up, whether that be the 7-pot Primo, the Carolina Reaper, Pepper X, the Dragon's Breath, driven by a mix of curiosity, thrill seeking, and internet culture. Then you have the growth of the gourmet hot sauce market, where craft producers are focused on flavor complexities, fermentation, and small batch artistry. Increasing the demand for capsaicin based health products is on the rise, from everything for metabolism boosters to supplements being studied for cancer treatments. But with opportunity comes challenges. You're starting to have changes that are affecting and threatening the traditional farming within regions and making the unpredictable nature of weather, droughts, and pests. While small farmers are especially vulnerable, the future will demand resilience, adaptation, and global cooperation. And yet, one thing is certain: the chili pepper isn't going anywhere. If anything, its influence is only growing, fiery, unstoppable, and ever evolving. So when you reach for that hot sauce, you sprinkle your chili flakes on your pizza, or you bite into a fiery curry, you're not just tasting heat, you are tasting history. You are experiencing thousands of years of farming, culture, trade, and innovation packed into one tiny fruit. The chili pepper's journey from wild plants in the Americas to the global culinary superstar is one of the greatest success stories in agriculture, and it is still unfolding today. The next time someone tells you that chilies are just about spice, you now will know better. They're about power, culture, and connection. They're about survival and innovation, and they're about the one crop that can truly change the world. I hope that y'all enjoyed the conversation here tonight, discussing the overall global impact and the historical breakdown of which chili peppers have played and had on the whole entire world, and as it continues to evolve. With that being said, if there's something you would like to dive deeper into, or maybe a topic that you would like to discuss more, let me know down in the comments, and we will definitely get that one teed up for a future episode. Also wanted to make a quick announcement as well. If you are going to be out at the Austin Chronicle Hot Sauce event, I look forward to seeing you. You can catch me out at the Freaky Ferments Hot Sauce booth. So I'll be out that way. Come out, say hi, grab yourself some hot sauce. I hear it is a wild and crazy time and full of hot sauce from many different vendors. So I look forward to seeing y'all there, as well as the upcoming Houston League of Fire pepper match that is going to be out on the September 26th. So looking forward to meeting everyone there. I will be competing, and I look forward to competing with everyone else that is out that way. And as always, get there, get to understand people, get to see who they are, not just hearsay. So it's going to be a great event. Jump out there, have some spicy drinks. Watch some great stuff. There's going to be some amazing vendors, so you can pick up yourself some different spicy products, hot sauces, etc. All that will be there, as well as the North Texas Hot Sauce Fest that is happening in October. You can catch me out there as well, and we will be having a great time out at Martin House for the North Texas Hot Sauce Fest. So, want to give a shout out once again to everyone that has been rocking since day one and all those that have just recently found the podcast. Thank y'all so much for everything that y'all do, and continue to share this out with others. And if you're on a platform that allows a review for the podcast, leave that review down below, and please give the 5 stars. It helps the algorithms to get that word out there further. Podvision.io, if you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, if you hit a bump in the road, you're trying to figure things out, I highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all of those needs, as well as webdx.one. Maybe you have an online site. Maybe you had a guy at one point, you lost contact with him. Maybe you never got around to building one. Highly recommend checking out webdx.one. They make it simple, painless, and easy. And best of all, you get to focus on what you do best while they get you looking great online. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.